teams square off on the quest for digital domination. It's destination vacation here on Arena! Welcome, everyone, to Arena, the show that turns multiplayer games into competitive sport. I'm Lee Raymond, and today we continue on the road to a week of fun in the sun as every team that competes on Arena this season has one goal in mind, a free, all-expenses-paid vacation.
Today on Arena, we will be playing DDR Max 2 Dance Dance Revolution, Call of Duty, and SOCAM 2 U.S. Navy SEALs. Team Kaizen didn't miss a beat after a brief hiatus, but Team 1051 wants to send them on permanent leave. Let's get things rolling and check in with Kevin, who's in the console pit.
Thanks, Lee. Well, hopefully our players put on their dancing shoes because today we get things moving with DDR Max 2 on the PlayStation 2.
Now, rhythm, coordination, and even some athletic ability are required to do well in this game, so it goes without saying that, well, it should be interesting, if not a fire hazard.
But enough talking, let's get to the dancing.
One. And Dance Revolution DDR Max 2 is underway, Kevin.
El Jefe versus Eska here in round one. Both teams off to a frantic start. The pace is maddening, Lee.
The object is to hit those arrows. These guys look like they're training for their high school enchantment under the sea dance.
Any moment, Lee, I expect them to join hands and dance together as one as they stare lovingly into the plasma screen.
This is the most ridiculous thing I think I have ever seen, and I'm seeing it right here on Arena. You guys are awful.
But at least they're getting into it.
El Jefe.
You gotta give them that.
For 1051 and Eska for Kaizen.
It's a close match looking at the scores, Lee. El Jefe is just a shade behind Eska.
As awful as they look, it's all for points, which is all important.
But it looks like Eska for Team Kaizen, he's in a critical mode here. If he misses enough footsteps coming up, he will be out of the round.
It's gonna be close, Kevin. El Jefe. He may have pulled away there at the end. They're still going.
And tearing up the dance floor.
And El Jefe for 1051 takes the first stage. 2. And round 2's underway with the dude for 1051 and Woobs for Kaizen. And it looks like Long Train and Running's out.
They gotta hold the split. Man, that was a tough one, but somehow they pulled through. Get some.
Slightly ahead, the dude for 1051.
All right, looks like 1051 is in the lead thus far. Another split hold. Here it is, Lee. Wait for it. Oh, and they both did okay.
Well, and these guys don't look that much better than their predecessors. They're not going to be on Dance Fever anytime soon.
You ever see Awakenings? Reminds me when they got their first dose of L-Dopa. They're just kind of sleepily stepping around.
Woobs for Kaizen.
Oh, this is the tricky up-down. Looks like Kaizen managed to land that one, but not 1051. He's gonna have to work on that one.
And Woobs is just a shade ahead right now.
3 years of jazz tap lead, that'll do it. And Woobs with a strong finish towards the end. I think he was able to pull it out, Lee.
Woobs takes round 2. 3. And round 3 is underway with Got Hats for 1051 versus Ringworm for Kaizen.
And the arrows are flying, Lee. This is a frantic song. Both geeks are flailing to keep up with the arrows.
It looks like Ringworm has got a slight advantage right now for Kaizen.
Oh, they gotta do the right foot hold into a left foot hold into a southpaw stance and a quick up-down freeze, but they managed to hit a whole 0 of those steps.
Got Hats. Looks like he's right there, was ahead momentarily.
Oh, but he was able to hold the down arrow. Got Hats for 1051, coming back, fighting strong.
And the Hats is pulling away.
Luckily, they're breakdance fighting.
More than double what Ringworm is for Kaizen. 4. And the 4th round, DDR Max 2, a DJX for 1051 versus Mac for Kaizen, Kevin.
And both teams so far doing a great job. 1051 is nailing every little arrow. He's got a 40-step combo, Lee. He's in fuego.
And Mac has quit for Kaizen.
Wow, trying to save face, but
DJX has a clean sweep to rack up some points.
I'm gonna get in there. Screw this.
No, Kevin, he'll screw the point
total.
Free? And DJX just racking up points when he's unopposed. Mac has chosen to sit it out for Kaizen.
Mac clearly knew when to throw in the towel on this one.
Kevin, and remember,
Kaizen's got no help.
This is going to all add up for MVP points, etc. And DJX is on his way.
He is demolishing the board, Lee. Perfect combos everywhere.
He's into the 2 million range.
Kaizen did not stand a chance on this one. Can't say I disagree with the bowing out, Lee.
And DJX.
Admittedly, it's hard to be proud of a guy who's good at DDR, but that was an excellent showing. So DJX showed Mac how it's done and scored 32 million points to lead 1051 to victory. And unfortunately, we don't give style points here on Arena, so 1051 will have to settle for taking the console point. Let's go to Stacy with Captain Twinkle Toes himself, DJX.
Thanks, Kevin. DJX, great dancer. How'd you do it?
I just like the dancing, the music, and that's what got me into it.
Now, you've obviously played the game before. How long you been playing?
Since the game came out, so I'd say 3 years.
3 years. And have you competed?
I have competed, but not professionally, just for the fun and the challenges.
Well, congratulations on the first win. We're going to meet the rest of your team right now and your opponents, Team Kaizen.
Me and Busby used to play UT 2K3 together, and so that's how I met him.
Yeah, I met him through water polo. We played water polo together.
Yeah, and then I grew up with him over here. We used to play video games together.
Met Ben and Woods.
I met Woods doing that.
We played a lot of SOCAM
We
too.
played too much SOCAM too.
Playing a legal amount of SOCAM too.
Ridiculous amount. We should be dead. We played so much SOCAM too.
I just want to come back to see Stacy Barcelona.
Yeah, Stacy
It's all
Barcelona.
about the whole crew. We came back to see him again, kick some ass.
1051 is a code that cops use in the streets of LA. Just means drunk, just being drunk, subject to being drunk.
I met everybody here playing Halo Night, friend's house. Same old thing, getting killed by these guys, then started from there.
I met these guys today. No.
We like the multiplayer strategy type, Call of Duty, Counter-Strike.
We are here because we are addicted to video games. Most of our time is spent playing video games.
We're gonna try to get Kaiser to stop camping and try to go head on with them instead of just them cooking their meal in front of a gun.
So Team 1051 is a case of dance fever and puts Kaizen in the unfamiliar position of second place after one round. Let's see if Kaizen can turn the tide and we head to the battlefields of Europe and Call of Duty. That's coming up right here on Arena. Welcome back, everyone, to Arena. Now, in the console round before the break, 1051 hurt Kaizen's chances of winning Destination Vacation by dancing circles around him. But we all know that Kaizen feels more comfortable with a rifle than in tap shoes. So let's see if they can turn the beat around in Call of Duty. Let's go to Kevin, who's in the PC ring.
Thanks, Lee. Now, Call of Duty is a squad-based shooter that drops players into the European trenches of World War II. The game mode is Headquarters, where the objective is to capture and defend a randomly placed radio. Today's map is Brecourt, a fairly open environment that calls for resourcefulness to find cover. Let's see who will claim the 2 points for this round.
1. And Call of Duty is underway. Round 1. Kaizen, Kevin, posing as the blue team or Axis, and the newcomers as the allies, the red team.
Member of 1051 gets mowed down early on his way to the radio.
Hey, get next to the radio. Or just guard me.
Team Kaizen grabs the radio. Again, you capture the radio each 45 seconds. You have it in your possession is 45 points.
And El Jefe from 1051 gets taken out.
2 on 4.
Excellent communication by Team Kaizen, shouting out the amount of remaining opposition.
And there it is, 45 additional points for Team Kaizen, Kevin.
And Eska gets mowed down by a member of his own team, Lee.
Oh, sorry.
Friendly fire becoming a factor here for Team Kaizen. And Kaizen is still in possession of the radio. And yet another 45 points.
You like that?
Unless DJX 1051 and the crew can do something here, this first round will go to Kaizen. Woobs for Kaizen, moving through that farmland as if he was a cross-country runner.
DJX. How do you spell own?
And DJX and his buddy both get taken out.
I think it's going to be academic here now, Kevin.
Oh, and 1051, their entire team is mowed.
Hey, there we go.
Well, they all pretty much stood in a line, Lee, and just let Team Kaizen pick them off one at a time. The bodies of 1051 strewn about the map. Got hats out in the open, exposed like a Jackson at halftime, Lee. He gets taken out. And 45 more for the boys in blue, Team Kaizen. I can't believe we're still in round 1. At this point, can we shut down the server and just
And with
end this?
that, wow, what a difference a game makes. Kaizen just dominates this first round. 2. Round 2 underway here, Kevin, and Call of Duty Team Kaizen dominated the first round.
And in round 1, Lee, we saw 1051 heading their separate ways. They decided to stick together early on this time. Instead of taking the trench approach, they decided to flank their opponents, and they were already in the radio room, but so is a member of Team Kaizen.
That's Mac.
Hey, they're dead. They're already dead. I'm getting the radio.
He takes down a couple members of 1051.
Mac has the radio. Kaizen with 2 team members in that bunker guarding that radio.
Guy has got nothing.
A little bit of trash talking from Team Kaizen, Lee.
We're sensing the sarcasm.
And 1051 doesn't bother to retort, except in-game where they mow down members of Kaizen and almost destroy the radio.
I got 3 of them. Come on, guys, back me up.
1051 using aggressive tactics here.
Members of 1051 fighting for the radio gets taken down as there are 3 members of Team Kaizen surrounding that radio, and Lee, I think they just earned another 45 points.
And they continue to hold on to that radio despite a lot of action right around the radio.
Watch out, watch out.
Team 1051 seems to spend more of their time dead in this round than alive, Kevin.
Throw nades at the spawns.
And Mac asks his teammates to put on a couple skirts and play like girls as they throw grenades at the spawn points. Thankfully, it's not working for them as members of Kaizen are getting mowed down by 1051.
And this round, much more action-packed than the first round, Kevin. And 45 more points for Team Kaizen.
Got your back, keep going.
And the radio is in the process of being destroyed, Lee. 3 members of 1051 in there, but they all get mowed down, and Kaizen regains control.
I love you, Woobs.
Kaizen seems to thwart every attempt to get in there and capture that radio.
And Lee, this is all about communication. Team Kaizen letting each other know at all times where the enemy is and where they stand.
Another one's in there.
Got Hats into the trenches. Got Hats gets mowed down, and so does DJX. 1051 unable to destroy the radio.
With an unbelievable defensive strategy after having captured the radio, Team Kaizen 270-0, Kevin. 3. Round 3 underway, Kevin. It's been all Kaizen.
1051 switching strategies, Lee, yet again. Looks like they decided to adopt some sniper rifles for this round. Let's see if they're able to pick off some members of Team Kaizen.
DJX has 0 kills. He can dance, but he can't shoot.
And both rounds early has seen Team Kaizen find that radio in 1051 having to play catch-up.
Yeah, I'm getting it. I've got it. It's mine.
Kaizen already in possession of the radio.
And Kaizen playing defense, protecting that radio now.
And the dude gets taken out.
Right there, to your left,
And 1051 is at the radio, trying to destroy it, but they get taken out.
This round almost a carbon copy of round 2, Kevin. Team Kaizen grabbed the radio right out of the chute. 1051 once again falling miserably behind.
1051 has to be mobile. They have to get to the radio. They're going to have to ditch the sniper rifle method. And a member of Team Kaizen goes down. It's now 3-on-4. 1051 trying to mount an offense here.
There's tons of them laying around.
Woobs quickly disposes of 2 members of Team 1051.
All 1051's team members are dead. Call of Duty definitely the game for Kaizen.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
At this point, I'm surprised they're not asleep, Lee. Another 45 points to Team Kaizen, successfully controlling that radio. Firefight breaks out down below, and Got Hats mows down a member of Team Kaizen.
Better get in there now.
DJX retreating from some fire, but runs into an enemy and gets taken out.
Oh, DJX goes down.
Team Kaizen combining great offense early with great defense late. 1051 just cannot seem to get anything generated here, Kevin.
As the dude gets a headshot, they're getting slaughtered, Lee. Every time they move up, Team Kaizen just uses that communication to their advantage. The Axis have held the radio long enough. The radio calls it quits and kills itself.
But it's all academic, Kevin.
I'm coming, Stacy.
Team Kaizen will run away with it here in round 3.
And sadly, there's not a whole lot I can say about those rounds. It was all Kaizen thanks to excellent communication. And standing with Stacy right now is one of their standout players.
Thanks, Kevin. I'm here with Ringworm, and I have to ask, after the devastating loss in DDR, were you at all worried about this team?
No, not at all. They're good at a dancing game, and that doesn't translate well to a first-person shooter like Call of Duty or SOCAM.
Now, SOCAM, you guys have had the opportunity to play before in last episode. Any strategy tips you picked up that you can apply to the next round?
No, we're just going to keep with our strategy, remain patient, and let them kill themselves.
All right, we're looking for death over here, Lee. I'm going to toss it to you and see how they do in defending their title.
With a name like Ringworm, he's got to be a fighter and not a dancer. Now, while our teams prepare for battle in SOCOM 2, you can check out our website at g4tv.com/arena, where you can read player profiles and sign up to get your team on this show. Our final showdown in SOCOM 2 is coming up on Arena.
On G4. Introducing the Daily Nut. Download it now at g4tv.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Arena. Kaizen was nowhere to be found in the first round, our dance round, but announced their presence with authority in Call of Duty. So heading into our final game, it's getting hot in here, and we got ourselves a tight match. Can Kaizen get one step closer to the heat of Destination Vacation? Let's go to Kevin to get things going with SOCOM 2.
Thanks, Lee. Our third and final game is SOCOM 2 U.S. Navy SEALs. Now, before the show, a coin flip determined that Team 1051 will be the SEALs and Kaizen will be the opposing force. The mode is Extraction, where the SEALs must infiltrate their opponent's stronghold and rescue a group of hostages. Today's map is Death Trap, a military base built into the side of a hill. Now let's see what happens in SOCOM 2 U.S. Navy SEALs.
1. SOCOM 2 U.S. Navy SEALs is on. 1051 assuming the role of the U.S. SEALs, and Kaizen assuming the roles of the opposing force.
And the dude for 1051 using an excellent strategy, Lee, using the brush for cover.
Push up one more time, yeah, to get in the scope.
Got hats, doing the same.
Runs through some foliage.
That's a good word, Lee. The hostages are actually kept deep within that military base.
They're gonna go slow.
And 1051, quite cautious right now.
Well, in 5 minutes, they've actually managed to cover, I believe 10 square feet of the map. Hopefully the chopper won't run out of gas while waiting for them to return with those hostages. Got Hats and another teammate make their way into one of the base's entrances. Got Hats plants a little C4 on one of the entrances to that base and blows away. 1051 now has a clear shot into that base. And Woobs for Team Kaizen takes out DJX.
Excellent, Woobs.
It's now 3-on-4. Got Hats lobs a grenade into the base, trying to flush out some enemies. Dazzling particle effect, but unfortunately no kills.
Watch out, throwing another one.
So he launches another for good measure.
He figures what the heck.
Mac for Kaizen, sneaking around the flank. And this strategy could have worked out as Mac for Team Kaizen mows down Got Hats, takes a little damage from the dude. The dude is prone.
No.
And Woobs for Team Kaizen takes out Mac for Team Kaizen. Little team kill. And it's all up to the dude to save the hostages and save face for Team 1051.
We had limited action up to these last few moments, Kevin. All of a sudden, a flurry of activity.
And the dude peeks inside and takes out his pistol and unloads on a member of Team Kaizen. And walks right into a frag grenade. And the opposing force wins, Lee.
And Kaizen on their way to our Hall of Champions, Kevin, as they take round 1. 2. And round 2's underway. SOCOM 2, Kaizen haven't taken round 1. It's going to take a lot for 1051 to keep them out of the Hall of Champions.
We all gotta go together. Two of you gotta watch our back.
Absolutely, Lee. Last round they were a little too cautious. They took a little too much time, and because of that, Team Kaizen was able to capitalize.
That coin toss, so important when it determines who gets to be the opposing force, which is much better position to be in.
As a member of the opposing force, you can merely kick back, crack open a cold one, and wait for your opponent to arrive. El Jefe leading the charge into the base, peeks around a corner. I believe that's a mine on the ramp there. They're gonna have to be careful there. They do not want to step on that bad boy. Frag grenade is thrown, it bounces off a wall and takes out the mine. Excellent strategy. They're now clear to move down into the base.
El Jefe desperately seeking these hostages.
Watch out, the grenade, watch out, the grenade.
And down he goes, does El Jefe.
All hell just broke loose right there. Two members of Team 1051 were taken out by the same grenade.
Kevin Pereira, you see this?
Mac for Kaizen just lays the beat down on Got Hats.
Looks like we've got one member left for Team 1051.
And this round, very important, Kevin. If Kaizen takes this one, it's 2 rounds to nothing.
Hey, where are you?
And Mac for Team Kaizen spots a remaining member of 1051 and ends the round. Round 2, yet again, Lee. It's all Kaizen.
3. And SOCOM 2 U.S. Navy SEALs, the proving ground for Kaizen as they stake their claim to the Hall of Champions.
They've clearly proved that their opponents suck, Lee. And a strategy change for Team 1051 here early in round 3, quickly making their way towards the enemy base. Looks like Kaizen has their team in the exact same spots as last round.
In round 3, we're seeing some desperation here by 1051. They have to really make some headway here or it's over.
Got Hats places a little C4 and blows the door. And notice how quickly Team 1051 has learned, Lee. They've already got people covering the rear, making sure no one from Kaizen sneaks around. Excellent strategy. But someone from Kaizen did just that, and he was taken out.
That's Eska.
Were they all at that one door, Buzz?
Yeah.
The dude prone offering a little cover as Got Hats lobs another grenade down into the hole.
Got Hats and the dude, the 2 offensive players here.
And Got Hats chucks yet another grenade just to make sure no one's there. I think he's pretty certain now. As he peeks around the corner and then finds the enemy.
Ouch.
This round is all Woobs, Lee. Notice Woobs using the lean feature, peeking out from behind the corner with that automatic rifle, mowing down every single member of 1051 who comes in through the front door.
They come from behind.
And Mac for Kaizen takes out El Jefe for Team 1051.
It's all over with the shouting, Kevin. Round 3, more of the same, all Kaizen.
Woobs gets taken out by a grenade there. At least he gave 1051 a fleeting chance. but unfortunately it was a little, too late. And round 3 goes to Team Kaizen yet again. So Kaizen proved that you don't need rhythm to shoot your enemies as they took control in SOCOM 2 and completely outsmart their opponent. Now 1051's overwhelming victory in DDR Max 2 made this a close match, but the strength of their sharp-shooting opponents in Call of Duty and SOCOM 2, Team Kaizen won the match and copies of all the games on today's show. And winning back-to-back MVP awards is Mac, who's standing by with Stacy.
Mac, you know where to come. Get over here. How's it feel to be MVP?
Oh, it feels so good. Didn't think I had a chance.
Well, congratulations. Now, you guys are in retirement officially to the Hall of Champions. How are you going to spend your retirement?
I don't think we're ever going to play computer games ever again.
Well, you better practice because the next time we see you is going to be in the Hall of Champions special. Lee, take it away.
So, Stacy Kaizen 86-1051, and with their 5th consecutive victory, Kaizen becomes Season 3's first inductees into the Hall of Champions. And that means that they're only a few wins away from the fun in the sun and real palm trees of Destination Vacation. So join us next time when we'll have 2 new teams hoping to join Kaizen in the Hall right here on Arena.